What's up, family? It's your girl D-Ray, the Divine Relationship Alchemist, helping you heal your relationship with self to heal your relationship with others. First, I want to say thank you to all of my new family, to everybody that's been supporting myself, to everybody that's been supporting Love, Live, Life, to all of the people who have been coming on the live streams that we've been doing on Love, Live, Life. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Y'all are helping me to really realize my purpose and, continue to do the work to tap in, okay? Thank you guys so much. I'm realizing right now that the bulk of the work that I will put out on YouTube or the things that I say in a live stream and all that good stuff like that, I'm realizing I'm a healer, right? Mind, body, spirit, right? A healer on all three levels. And I'm like, dang, I say it every time I introduce myself. Okay, I heal by way of alchemy. And like a light bulb went off in my head over this past week, like, oh, that's what you came here to do. That's why you make these videos. So if you want healing techniques, right? Mind, body, spirit, here's where you want to be. And we heal by way of alchemy, right? The relationship alchemist. And then it's so important to understand that the relationship that you have with yourself first is what will determine your magic, your manifestations, the relationships that you have with other people. All of these things are determined first by the relationship that you have with yourself. Anyways, moving on. This video is for enlivening the heart chakra through this new moon in Gemini. I did a reading for the new moon in Gemini, a tarot and an oracle card reading, and the beautiful stuff that came out that we need to dive into, I decided that I had to share. So let's jump right on in it. So Gemini, right? Gemini is the lovers in the tarot card, right? It's the lovers, it's the six. We're talking about union. We're talking about twin flames. We're talking about divine masculine, divine feminine energy. We're talking about two sides to one coin, right? Two sides to one coin. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about Gemini. And when we're talking about a new moon, we're talking about setting new intentions, new goals, new manifestations, the newness that we want to implant into our subconscious mind, the newness that we want to implant into the earth, right? What we want to sow so that we can see manifest at the full moon, right? So in this instance, we're talking about setting new intentions for our love for self, setting new intentions for our love in relationships, not even just with your partner, but your relationships with any and everybody. And we're talking about like attracting, cause and effect, right? Whatever you put out, you get back. And so when I did the reading, I came up with a spread myself, and it was basically about what I need to release to improve my relationship with self. What do I need to focus on to improve my relationship with self? What I need to release to improve my relationship with others, and what I need to focus on to improve my relationship with others. And then lastly, the overall gist of the reading, right? And so the first thing that we got to understand with this new moon in Gemini is what we have to release in order to improve our relationship with ourselves. And what came out and what I intuitively read is that some of us are still holding on to or hanging on to some of the things that have broken our hearts in the past. And that's why we are on the heart chakra. I got this book right here, Enlivening. Ooh, I don't know if we're going to be able to see that. Enlivening the heart chakra. This is why we're on the heart chakra, because some of us are still holding on to some hurt. Some of us are still hanging on to some past situations, right? Past childhood situations, or even things that may have manifested in our adult lives. Some of us are still hanging on to those things. And because we are still holding on to that pain, that disappointment, we are unable to recognize the many ways our intuition and how spirit is communicating with us, right? We're still hanging on to old habits, old beliefs, old perceptions, old traumatic experiences. Like, I get it. We all understand that these traumatic experiences is what shapes our mind, is what shapes our perceptions, is what shapes how we think about the different situations that we're in, right? In order for us to maximize and really use this new moon in Gemini, something that we have to do is stop hanging on to, stop staying at a stalemate, stop continuously contemplating and living from a place of pain, a place of hurt. Like, you behave this way because you've had this negative experience. You've had this heartbreaking experience, right? And so at this moment, what we need to release in order for us to improve our relationship with ourselves, which ultimately is improving our relationship with spirit, because we are spirit, right? Because we are spirit, we are divine source. In order for us to really improve that relationship, what we have to let go of is that past heartbreak. Right? We have to mend our hearts. You know how they show a broken heart, how it's a heart and then little squiggly line in the middle? Right now, it's time for us to stitch that little squiggly line up, right? It's time for us to mend our hearts and pull back in. And I think about when we are children, when we're first born, we come into this realm, our heart is pure. Our heart is pure. We know no pain. We just are craving for our basic human needs, which is love, security, kindness, trust. That's what we want, and we have that, right? And then we start having all of these experiences that make us lose what we naturally come here with. So it is so important to understand that right now, releasing is how we come back into the fullness, into the wholeness of our heart chakra. The heart chakra is not about learning a whole bunch of new stuff. The heart chakra is mostly about releasing all the old stuff, because at the end of the day, we are pure. We are spirit. We are divine, right? We are love. Love is us. We are made in love. So we already understand that. We already know what it is to our core, but because we're still holding on to past experiences, we're not able to really manifest that heart chakra vibrancy, that heart chakra knowing, right? So right now, in order to really optimize this new moon in Gemini and to establish balance within our own divine masculine and feminine, because we are all divine masculine and divine feminine, which is our wholeness. That's that yin yang that we have within ourselves. In order for us to really manifest that at this time, we got to release. We got to stop hanging on. We got to stop being in a stalemate. We got to release the mistakes that we've made. We have to release the harm that people have done to us in their ignorance, and then the harm that we've caused ourselves in our own ignorance by having a calcified pineal gland, by having a disturbed relationship with spirit, right? Right now is the time to let that go, to release, release, release. I have countless videos on my YouTube page about how to release and how to heal. So please go check that out. The next thing, what we need to focus on, at this moment is our temperance, right? Meaning our patience, our reconciliation. We have to focus on establishing a solid relationship with spirit, right? And that to me is waking up every day in gratitude, and every day upon realizing, oh, I'm still alive, I'm still here, right? Realizing like, okay, spirit, today, please give me my spiritual guidance in the way that I can receive it. Thank you, Spiritual Guidance by Nicole. I love that affirmation in the morning. But every morning, asking spirit to send you signs, right? Living your life from a spiritual place, a spiritual state of being. Right now, that's what we need to focus on in order to manifest that wholeness, that divine feminine, that divine masculine that we are within ourselves first, right? We have to establish patience, and then you have to understand the law of cause and effect. All the work that you do will manifest an effect. Every effect has a direct cause, right? And so you have to know within your heart that all the work that you do is going to manifest something, right? So that's sitting down and meditating. You may not see today, tomorrow, the benefits of that manifestation, of that meditation, but after some time passes, you will see how meditating has connected you more to spirit. Shout out to Travis Majors, who just made a video on meditation to dissolve the illusion, right? To dissolve the illusion of separation. Right now, it's really time for us to focus on our relationship with spirit, our relationship with our higher self. That's what we need to focus on. That's what we need to be putting intention into. And that's what we need to be working our patience into, right? Because when we can dissolve the illusion, who we think we are, what we think we know, how our past experiences shape our perceptions and shape our thoughts on the experiences that we have, then we are able to really see how spirit is manifesting and what spirit really has for us to know, what spirit wants us to do, how spirit is actually guiding us. But because we're still holding on to past experiences, the way that we perceive these spiritual occurrences is actually kind of skewed. So we really want to be meditating to dissolve the illusion. We really want to be putting in work to surrender what we think we know and who we think we are, right? Our heart chakra is going to allow us to do that. When we are able to, the heart chakra is about release, forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others, forgiveness for the thoughts that you've had, forgiveness for the perceptions that you've had on certain situations. The heart chakra is deep. And when we're doing heart chakra work, it comes with a lot of tears, a lot of purging, a lot of cleansing, a lot of releasing. All right. So this book, right, real quick before I forget, it's Enlivening. Okay, Enlivening the Heart Chakra by Rudolf Steiner. And it comes with a lot of stuff in it. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. It's a lot of work. All right. It's a lot of work. And so we have to understand that in doing this healing work, healing is multidimensional. It's mind, body, and spirit. And so whenever you do start diving into this heart chakra work, there are going to be some physical changes that actually happen to your body, right? There are changes that happen in your mind. There are changes that happen in your spirit. And right now, how we manifest that change is going to be, one, releasing pain, heartbreak, traumatic experiences. We got to release them. Two, we have to really focus on building our relationship with spirit. A lot of us be trying to just jump right into the magic, jump right into the manifestation. You got to understand that before you go into magic, before you go into manifesting things, you want to heal. Because you want to be doing this work from a holistic state of being. You want to be doing this work from a healthy state of being so that you're actually manifesting things and creating things that come directly from your heart, right? All right, so what do we need to let go in order to build better relationships with others? We have to let go of the deceit, the envy, the jealousy. We have to let go of the traumatic experiences that we have had with other people. We also have to know and recognize that the disputes, the disagreements, the misunderstandings that we have with other people, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And so those experiences are so that you can become aware of your perceptions and so that you can adjust those perceptions for your highest good. So if you're getting in a disagreement and you don't ever take the time out to address yourself and think about, well, why do I see this situation in that way? Why do I perceive this situation as being negative? Then you're not giving yourself any room for growth. You're just blaming and projecting on other people, right? And so at this point in time, that's something that we have to release. We have to release thinking that all disagreements is the end all and be all. If we want to manifest wholeness and we want to manifest that twin flame love and relationship, you have to understand that in those relationships, most of the disagreements that you have are there for you to investigate yourself, to investigate your thought processes, to investigate your beliefs, right? Because when you can do that, now you can open yourself up to receive more knowledge, more wisdom, more understanding, and to raise in consciousness. All relationships are mirrors. So stop thinking about the disagreements as, you know, he or she did this. It's not that, right? What role are you playing in that manifestation? And so that's something that we have to let go of. And what we have to cultivate is a certain level of compromise. Compromise with the other person that we're dealing with or with the other people that we're dealing with, and compromise within ourselves, right? You have to understand polarity. The pendulum swing to the left is equal to the pendulum swing to the right. So you have to understand that everything is either coming or going. You have to understand where you are. You have to understand give and take, right? That's something that we have to expound upon right now in this month of June. In this month of June. Be conscious of what you are giving and what you are receiving, right? And create a balance and compromise in between that. All right. And then the overall gist of this new moon in Gemini and how we need to be enlivening our heart chakras is ultimately tapping back into our childlike spirit, right? Into that state of being to where anything and everything is possible. Into that state of being to where we experience infinite love, infinite peace, infinite grace. So whatever it is that you need to do to get back into that spirit, then you have to do it. Do what you love to do, whether that be coloring, whether that be drawing, whether that be playing football or basketball. Dreamwise and I today went outside and we threw a football back and forth. We actually raced each other in our backyard. And maybe in his mind it was just something fun. We just outside enjoying the sun. But for me it was a real life healing thing in going back into that childlike spirit of being carefree, of no stress, of love, of purity, outdoorsiness, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Right now is a time for us to really reconcile those past childhood hurts and really come back into that freedom that we used to have as little people when we were children. That's that freedom that we used to feel, that connection to spirit that we didn't have to explain to anybody else, but we just knew that we had, right? Imaginary friends, you got to tap back into that. Start talking to those imaginary friends over again. Create new imaginary friends, right? If you need to go back to your hometown, go back to your old house, drive by and see what's up, then you need to do that, because that's going to help you to tap into that heart chakra. And right now is the divine time for you to actually do that, for you to balance out your masculine and your feminine energies, right? That is what this new moon in Gemini is for. It's for balancing out your own masculine and feminine energies so that you can actually have divine encounters with someone who may be your divine feminine partner or your divine masculine partner. But first, you got to understand the work that you have to do within yourself, what you need to let go of and what you need to cultivate to create a stronger, more solid relationship with your spirit, with your higher self. All right. And so a quick little meditation / ritual I want to give you to do this is nostril breathing, right? And what that is you inhale through one nostril, exhale out of the other. And we're going to do it in increments of 4. And you're going to do it using the Vishnu fingers. This is Vishnu, right? And so how I've been doing it to enliven my heart chakra, to open it up and to balance it, I will breathe in one nostril 4 times, exhale out of that other nostril 4 times, and then switch. So I'll be like, you get the gist, right? I do it 4 times on one nostril, 4 times on the other, 4 times alternating nostrils. So 4 times alternating nostrils, and then the last one that I would do would just be both nostrils at the same time. And just regular inhaling 4 times. So 4 times inhaling on this one, 4 times inhaling on this one, 4 times alternating, and then 4 times using both. What that alternating nostril breathing does is balances out the hemispheres in your brain, right? The right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, your masculine and your feminine energies. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about balancing out the lovers of your mind, the lovers of your brain. We're talking about balancing out your divine and your divine masculine and your divine feminine. All right. That's the work that we're talking about doing. Okay. So do that alternating nostril breathing 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So it's going to be 16 times in one increment, and then you do that 4 times. Y'all do the math. I don't know. Just do it. It works. Okay. You will actually feel your physical brain and then your spiritual mind body. You will actually start to feel it kind of engage in each other. Do this work. Heal, heal, heal. Set your intentions to be whole, to be divine, to ignite the twin flame within yourself first, and then you will have no other option but to attract that to you. Peace. Oh, hold on. Wait. Go to my website, www.relationshipalchemy.org, to get a oracle card or tarot reading, okay? Which reminds me, dang it, I thought I was done. Which reminds me, this was another card that I had pulled. The garden and the gate. Basically saying there is an abundance of spirituality. There is an abundance of prosperity. Your spirit guides, your angels, your higher self is communicating with you. It is up to you to take that step and to move forward and to receive all of that prosperity, all of that abundance that is coming to you. It is up to you to do that. You have to choose to go through that gate to receive all of that abundance. And going through that gate means releasing old habits, old thought processes. Cool. Okay. www.relationshipalchemy.org. It will be in the description. Pay your $24 and get you a 15-minute personal reading. It can be about something specific to you right now, or it can just be general. I love doing these readings. Please hit me up. All other information will be in the description. Like, subscribe, share. Again, peace. Love you.